Okay, the heat bed now is heated up. This is using Cura. And now the nozzle has started heating on the display. So I'm asking for 190 on the nozzle and 70 on the heat pad there, the heat bed. Blue painter's tape. It was originally cleaned off with isopropyl alcohol. This has been used a few times. I've had to change over to black PLA. That's just because my blue stuff ran out. So it's 1.75, E3D version 6 hot end, BLTouch auto leveling probe on there. Got belt drive for the sort of extruder, can't really see that from here. Right, it's 160 or just over on the nozzle. And basically I'm trying Cura because I did print this out earlier. This is for my mobile phone. I have modified it a little bit since I printed out this. And there's quite a few like zits, especially on this side, and they all seemed like they were where the joins in the model, the original model were. That's probably because I have been messing about with it. It buzzed a bit there. Let's get some of this ooze off the nozzle there using long nose pliers. Excuse me. Be careful of the heat bed because it can get quite hot, well very hot actually, but it's only set to 70 only. That's very hot actually, 70. This is for PLA, as I say. Just getting some of the bits of plastic off the bed. Let's get some more lights on. There's a BLTouch touching down, and then it should go through its auto leveling routine. So 9 points using Marlin, and as you hear, I think it's just one of these back bearings I've got on here, linear bearings. Seems to almost make a noise as it goes across there. Something to be looked at later. Sorry, I'm not really showing you the BLTouch there. It seems the same point now. And both the nozzle and the heat pad here are at temperature, so it shouldn't take too long. I do ask it to raise up a bit here, just so I can maybe get in and get some ooze off. Sorry, it's going out of focus here. And basically now it should come in and start the print. I want to watch this because I've changed over to Cura obviously, and not sure what's going to happen. Oh yes, I've asked it to pin the model in a slightly different place there. Oops, sorry about the focus. It's a bit high, I think, on the Z height, probe height there. It's a bit like beading up a bit. This is about a 2.5 hour print, so I will be putting this on time lapse unless there's any sort of major issues crop up that I want to show you. Just let it get started. I'll just zoom out a bit because it's hard to tell in my camera display whether it's in focus or not. Well, it looks okay to me for a start, apart from, as I said, it seemed to be beading up a little bit there, a bit high on the sort of Z probe height. Right, back on normal speed on this video now, and you might notice the infill pattern there. It is set to 50%, and this already looks a lot better on the inside edge of this print. Now it could be the PLA plastic I'm using, it could be that I'm using Cura. I've tried to keep close as I can to the same settings as I was using in Slicer, but there will be differences. There is a bit of an artifact on the inside, the bed. Oh, by the way, when I was feeding in this filament into the extruder, it did snap, so it seemed a bit on the brittle side. Just wanted to try to show you that infill here. Even that tripod hole, it's a bit out of focus because the bed's moving forward. Even that tripod hole looks cleaner to me. Right, I'll put back on the time lapse now. at normal speed. Might be a bit hard to see, but that is a lot smoother on the inside of that model there. Now I cannot 100% swear that it's Cura or is it the plastic itself, but presumably it's one of them, because really that's the only thing I've changed. The model has changed a little bit, but that shouldn't impact on it. Actually, probably in theory, if it was passing over the joins in the model to the final model, I would have expected it to be worse, because this has been manipulated even more, this model. See the hole for the tripod, which does have a thread in it. Might need cleaning out a bit, but this also looks a lot clearer to me. The edges look a bit sharper, more defined. So we're at 2 hours 38 minutes on the display. I'm not sure how long it said in Cura this print was going to take actually. I wasn't really paying attention. But looking at it, it's pretty near the end of the print now. And there we go. So I asked the nozzle to raise all the way to the top, 200 in this case, go all the way left, ask the bed to come forward, and play a bit of music. There's a bit of fine stringing on here, which I also got on slices, so to speak. The bed is warm, it's at 70 degrees. So I'll allow that to cool down after it's finished just now. I'll just move this light a bit, because I think we'll get this side of this print. There's a little bit of a, what I'm going to call an artifact, quite low down, low there, but everywhere else can't really see any stringing at all really. Tiny bit in this nook that's sort of down here that I've put in for like the volume button, to go in on when I put a mobile phone in here if it's that way up. Right, I'll wait about half an hour, let the bed cool, and then I'll come back. Right, it's been well over half an hour, so let's see. It's pulling up the painter's tape a bit there. Actually, some of the painter's tape is just stuck to the edge. Whereas the previous one came up with an awful lot of what some people call zits, blobs and other things. See if that come off there easily. Probably will. This one only really has that one on, I think. A few on the inside, see them just on that inside edge there. That's the bend string that I get. This is the top surface. Right, let me show you, try and show you the tripod hole. Looks like a much cleaner hole to me for the tripod. So here is the previous iteration that I've done. This is the one I've just printed, and here's my phone. And this was okay apart from this volume button. If I put it in this way, actually do this clips in here very well. Right, see, it actually catches on the volume button. So on this iteration I've put a bit more of a valley in here so that it won't catch so much. So that now that volume button won't get pressed on if the phone's put in this way up, that is. Still got a good satisfying click. In there solid, I can knock it as the previous model. But there is also one other thing. I'll just move the camera because you'll see better if I move the camera a bit. So this is from a side angle, and I'll put this phone in. Doesn't matter which way up I go. But you might notice how much of an angle it's almost pointing up like that. And this is pretty level here. So I've tried to correct that. I just eyeballed it. I didn't really do any measurements. Now I haven't cleaned out this tripod hole. I don't know if I'll be able to screw. It looks, looking at it, it looks very clean. I think there's a little bit of artifacts, sort of plastic on that edge. I don't know if we can see that in the camera or not. Let me try and screw straight in if I can. Yeah, I think that is, yes, that's gone in without too much difficulty. And that can be tightened on there. Now let's move the phone over. Put it in this way up. And now it's a lot more level. Possibly could do with a couple more degrees there. that's fine. So, well, I'll just show you, see how this has these bumps, especially down here I think. That's where there was bits of plastic like artifacts, blobs, zits, and on this one the only real thing there is this thing down here. So that's using Cura, of course, change the filament here, black filament instead of blue. They generally say that black can be a lot worse filament to use because some people hide all sorts of stuff in it. I'll just show you the label on the spool. So there's a label on the reel of black filament I'm using, 1.75 PLA. As I say, this did fracture when I was feeding it into the nozzle when I first fed it in there, well, into the boarding tube, but it's printed fine, as you see. Let me put my camera in there. So that's what, as far as basically mounting a mobile phone to a tripod mount. You probably can see it against the edge of that smooth rod there, how straight up and down that one is.